I think this intro said it all, but for the people that did not understand it, today we are going to be completing LEGO Marvel Superheroes 100%. Now honestly, this game was sick when I was a kid, and even my first LEGO game I ever owned. Bought it off a Facebook marketplace and loved it every second. Now as I got older and trying to get all the achievements and 100%, I realized this game was actually a pain in the fucking ass while doing it so. But before we start with the story, the game starts with Silver Surfer and an Iron Man just flying around and some jet shot down the Surfer guy, leaving some bricks on the ground, and Doctor Doom using those bricks to build some shit. And of course, some main guy on the screen talking with Doom, saying how they made a team of 9 people that we have to fight throughout the game, except actually this old fart since he's dead IRL. Rest in peace, legend. This game has 15 levels, but we gotta start from the first, where we had to stop a Sandman and this Hulk from Temu, and of course we smashed things as Hulk and blew things up as Iron Man, and of course there's Spider-Man involved. And of course 2 brothers had a fight against each other, but Hulk smashed the shit out of him to the point where we fought against Sandman that went on a roof, but Spidey came and saved the day, so we stopped the Sandman. Also, we can't forget to fill the bread meter up. Now this is where a 10-year-old me dropped my jaw on the floor, since we continued to play a stretchy guy and Captain America, and we had a bit of freedom, so we jumped off a ship and this guy transformed into some bullshit and Cap destroyed some cables we made inside level 2, where we had to stop the Octopussy guy and just chase him across the map until we reached the boss fight where we chopped his tentacles down. And also for some reason Spider-Man really likes to be part of our team, and just when we wanted to grab the brick, Green Goblin took it, so now Spidey and Black Widow and the bow guy chased down Goblin in Oscorp building. Of course Spidey made it faster since Black Widow and the bow guy had to cross the destroyed poles and fill with electricity, but at least Spidey waited for them in the elevator. Since this little shit had brick, before we stopped him we got faced against Venom, and of course he's one of my favorite characters, and it's not because he's black, but yeah, I remember seeing him the first time and I got scared since this game has jump scare moment, but at least we stopped Venom, but still Goblin got away. On the other hand, Tony tracked some of those bricks and noticed the part was also coming from the prison, so him, Hulk, before we can get to it we needed a boat, so we chatted with a sailor who said that we needed a ticket, and so we went and grabbed it. This was one of many interactions we got to do 100% the game, since you get golden bricks like that. But inside of a prison we weren't alone, since Wolverine joined and had to stop Sabretooth, Magneto, Mystique and that Hulk from Temu. But basically Mystique, Magneto escaped, but at least we captured the big fella and the Wolverine 2.0. Before we continue with the story, what's good is I managed to save enough money to spend it on a red brick that gives me 2 times the amount of studs, which means we are going to fill the bread meter twice as fast. The next mission starts from the Stark Tower, playing as Tony and Cap, since Tony got his suit destroyed by Magneto. For a few minutes he equipped the suit from Iron Man 1 movie, which was sick. Unfortunately there wasn't any bonus levels related to Iron Man 1 movie, where he was building the suit, but at least later on, as we were trying to stop the Mandarin and his fucking fellow Aldrich, he had to equip the Mark 42 suit, which is the best suit in the game honestly, since we had lasers, rockets and can fly, not with that piece of junk that we had earlier. Now we climbed on a rooftop, and I gotta admit, this was one of the most driest, deadest levels I ever seen, since we just had to kill the minions in the circle and then we killed Aldrich, and that's when Mandarin bloke just jumped into a Hulk Iron Man suit and we called a bunch of fucking robots and lasered down that hatch that Mandarin entered from. I've never been to New York or seen State Empire building, but I didn't knew that there was a Hydra base filled with lizard minions and some villains that look like they're from Teletubbies, and a bloke that had a red head that we stopped from spawning in a portal by playing with an arrow guy that was wearing a black suit, Black Widow, Cap and a Blaze guy. But hey, at least we did it and moved to Asgard, where we got a Tesseract from Loki that controlled a giant ass transformer. Or at least I thought so, since Wolverine just snatched it and went to the Professor X to try and stop Magneto. He was one step ahead and he was already there. So we played as X-Men group and just basically Magneto stole it and with his chick Mystique, but at least we stopped the big red guy with a helmet. Who knew that all of that muscles gets him low IQ? And yes, I know it's a kid's game, but but I can recognize the dumb motherfucker over here. Remember Last of Us video that I made from last time? If not, go and check it out. But wasn't Joel and this stretchy guy acted by the same guy? In this mission we had to stop Doom as Fantastic Four, but finally we took down the Green Goblin, and right when we tried to take down Doom, Loki interrupted us and dropped shit ton of rocks that stopped them. So Doom went into this submarine where Iron Man and Thor and Spider-Man had to destroy this guy's fucking insides, as well as the guy in the chair. That's honestly the most annoying thing I ever encountered in my life, with his stupid ass flying chair and crying. Honestly, just tell me that this pussy hole named MODOK was better in the comics, because I'm gonna lose my shit. But since the sub was getting destroyed, Thor and the boys, also Agial, went underwater and just entered via hatch into a Doom's little submarine, so he got captured. Right when I thought we were almost at the end, this Magneto genius stole Lady Liberty and picked up the submarine from the depths of the ocean and got onto a Lady on Liberty and threw them 2,000 kilometers away. But at least Hulk and Wolverine and the stretchy guy came in clutch with an aircraft and did absolutely fucking nothing other than being brainwashed by this old fart. Things went to shit and Magneto got his reactor from Roxxon and just put the whole fucking orb down. Talking about realism here for a second. He also beheaded Lady of Liberty and just decided to go onto his own private island. He put the orb inside and just dropped the Lady Liberty down, where he just lifted the island up into the air, but at least Clobbering Time and Captain America stopped a Rhino. Didn't knew this Magneto was that rich. Honestly, I started to think he's more of a billionaire philanthropist than Tony Stark himself, but apparently his private jet can also go into a space, so that's what he did. We took the private jet with the boys, Spidey was taking a bath, and while we were inside of Magneto spaceship, we finally stopped the guy in a red suit that likes magnets but also Doom. Two biggest pain in the asses were gone, but still had diarrhea left, and that was Loki himself, who used a machine that Doom has built to mind control this giant god apparently named Galactus. I love about this game is that superheroes and the villains decided, hey, let's make a team together, split into 4 teams, and 2 of those teams gotta control the fans of the ship, and 2 teams gotta control a portal and make this fucker go inside. But I kept getting fucking eaten by this guy while I was spamming my buttons to stay on the ground. But finally he got his taste of his own medicine and Loki was gone. So the bad guys can do more damage and superheroes can keep chasing them, because if they wouldn't do that, then they would be jobless. So yeah, now it was time for a free play where we can change the characters, go around, collect gold bricks, red bricks, save Stanley 50 times, play bonus levels, collect mini kits, and so we did. We chatted a bit and did random objectives like clearing the windows for a gold bricks, raced with a go-kart for a gold brick, and characters that we purchased later on, did some puzzles, took some photos, and just suffered basically because I'm a sucker for 100%. Lord have mercy. Now in order to unlock red bricks we gotta play bonus levels as I mentioned previously, so we went to a party and built some equipment to get 10 times the stats, then inside Daily Bugle to get ×4, then inside a fixed tower to get ×6, and Lizard Cave to get ×8. Bought all of them, so we now had maxed amount of multiplier and became millionaires in 1 second. In the meantime we saved a couple of times around the map, this old fart, and collected mini-kits throughout the levels. Went inside a Marvel Studio gym, circus, bank, Mr. I control time but can't get the woman I love in all universes house, Prison, and Asgard to get the remaining red bricks and unlock Deadpool. Also played the bonus levels to collect 1 million studs and unlocked all of the remaining characters I needed, and did one last race. Wasn't because I was lost on why I had 99%, even though we unlocked everything, but yeah, we forgot about the race, and that's it, ladies and gentlemen. 100% was done and I felt dead inside. But let me know down in the comments which game should be 100% next or play in general. Thank you for watching and drop a follow on Twitch while you're at it.